the way I shoot video content is a lot like how these landscape photographers shoot content. A certain landscape from a certain angle is its own story. I want there to be a deeper meaning with like a real story arc behind all of that. And that one really cool shot will just be a part of that. If I go somewhere, I do have a plan, not just where I'm going to go, but kind of what I want to say.
Heber, welcome to Filmmaker's Journey, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. Are you from around here then?
Yeah. So I and my wife, we live in Provo.
Cool.
Yeah.
So just down the road.
Yeah.
And we reached out cold to you, got on our hands and knees and begged you to get here.
I don't know about that. But
And you were telling me you know Austin Rupp.
yeah. So, yeah, I honestly feel like I don't collaborate
Yeah.
enough with other creators.
Yeah.
Like, and so I got invited to Sony Condo, and so that's where I met him.
Cool.
Was there, and like, you know, you get talking to people, and then, oh, I'm from Utah. What part?
Yeah.
I'm from Provo. No way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm originally from Georgia.
Cool.
So went to Provo for school. My wife is still there. So
Nice. Way cool.
once she's out though,
You guys are out of here?
we're not out of Utah. I love Utah, but
Okay.
we're definitely moving out of Provo. Just the married housing
Situation.
situation is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
fun. I lived in over by UVU. That's where I went to school. So I didn't
Yeah,
quite
cool.
live in Provo, but it was Orem.
Yeah. Sweet.
So I hear you. And you were saying that Austin's the one podcast that you watched. So
Yeah.
you're sort of familiar with our format. We're here to talk about your journey,
Yeah.
learn more about you. And dude, your Instagram is one of the most insane Instagrams I've seen.
Thanks, dude.
Like,
I
your shots
try
are
to keep
incredible.
up. It's hard, but I try to keep up. But yeah, appreciate it.
What's like your schedule like when it comes to posting on Instagram? And this is all I know about you is your Instagram. I'm sure do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have like a website, or do you just primarily focus on Instagram?
I'm like every other, I feel like Instagram video creator where it's like, I'll post on YouTube and then from then on I'm going to post like once every month or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Just cause like this kind of content, like I really do put like a ton of time
Cool.
into each video, or at least I try to.
Yeah.
Dude, I just fell into the trap of Instagram's easy because you can upload a short video that takes you a day to a week to make.
Yeah.
And from that you get, you know, like instant new posts, right? Whereas like
Yeah.
I feel like for YouTube, if I were to put that same energy, dude, I'd be spending weeks to months on a single video.
Yeah.
And like I know I could tone it back down, right? And like maybe do like gear reviews or like a vlog or something like that where it's
Yeah.
not as complex, but and it wouldn't take as much time. But like just the inner videographer and me, I'm like, no, dude, like I want every shot to be like
Yeah.
perfect. And yeah, just fell into the Instagram trap. But
Well,
I like it. Like
it's amazing.
it's fine. Maybe I'll get into YouTube later.
Yeah,
Who
no, talk
knows?
to me about like these videos, because you have a style. It's very lots of fast cuts, lots of sound effects.
Yeah.
You look like you're traveling all over the place to get these. Tell me just about one of these videos and just the time you spend, and I mean, break it down just a little bit, because when I see this, I'm like, this must have spent you taken you forever. And then where do you come up with these concepts, and why do you decide to post these? And it's just like, where does your inspiration come from for this stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I should probably start with kind of just like how I got into it, because
Yeah.
it'll make more sense.
Well, then let's just let's start with the journey, man.
Cool.
Where
Sweet.
did it start for you?
Yeah, I mean, because like, for one video, like when you see a video from a location that I've made, like it's for one reason or another. A lot of those trips are like on my own dime,
Yeah.
me just wanting to go and create content.
Cool.
And then some of those trips is like I work with a guy who does photography workshops. So some of those are those trips. Others are with, you know, collabs with brands or whatever. Yeah, from the very beginning. So my grandpa, he lives in Alaska. And every summer since I was like 8 years old, my dad and I, and some members of my family, we would go up every summer just because, dude, my grandpa lives in Alaska.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's amazing.
And so we got really into fishing, did hiking. Alaska's a beautiful state. It is, and it's also massive.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking at a young age, like, dude, I want to capture this, you know? So got a GoPro, got a drone, you know, you start making the stupid little GoPro edits when you're 14, 15 years old, you know what I mean? And they, looking back, like, they're cringe. They're so cringe.
But like when you decided you wanted to capture this stuff, were you watching something that made you think that? Like, what made you think you needed to put it on a camera?
Yeah, no, it was mostly, this is when the Hero 4 came out.
Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of GoPro's videos on their YouTube, like, they were getting tons of attention.
Yeah.
And so I remember, like, watching those GoPro videos and being like, oh, dude, I want to mount my GoPro to a salmon, you know? Like,
no kidding. That'd be sick.
I want to make cool videos like that. And so I start doing that. And then it goes from that to, well, you know, I want to put a lens on my camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to make these colors look a certain way, that kind of thing. So then, yeah, just grew from there. What helped a lot, my dad works for Delta Airlines. And so my family has always had flight benefits.
Cool.
So, like, high school, middle school, whenever we travel, it'd be to Alaska, Texas to see grandma, like Hawaii once or twice.
That's cool.
But it wasn't a ton of international flying. And probably just because, I don't know, the cost with the big family traveling internationally, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Did you get there free? It's just
right. We get there free, but
that's such a good perk.
Right.
Lawson actually has the same perk. His dad.
It's a sweet perk.
Yeah.
It's different now that I'm past the age of 24.
Yeah.
Because I have to claim as, you know, a dependent or whatever, or independent. But once I graduated high school, I realized, bro, why am I not using my flight benefits to my advantage?
Yeah.
To get even more videos, like make cool videos. Because in high school, you know, I bought my first camera was the A6300, and like I had a drone, and like I would make videos from Alaska or like family trips.
Yeah.
But I was always like, dude, like I don't want to make travel videos for my family trips. Like I want to be able to like do what I want. You know what I mean? So yeah, once I graduated, I realized like I need to go to like all these places I've always dreamed of going to. So I think my first international trip was by myself, was South Korea.
Cool.
And I was there for a day, not even like
just to capture some shots.
By the time I landed, I just slept in the hotel throughout the entire day. And then I woke up at like 11 p.m. and then just walked the streets of South Korea, Seoul, at night, and didn't really have a purpose in mind or a goal. It was just like, let's have fun.
Wow,
shoot.
That's so cool.
And then that morning, after shooting all night, was when I got back on a plane to go back home.
Wow.
But that trip kind of showed that, hey, I could do this a lot and for many other places. So that's how I kind of got rolling with traveling and making videos, purely just because I love making videos.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You know, I make wedding videos in high school or little low paying gigs every now and then, you know, but it's all like the number one goal has always just been to make the content I want to make.
That's cool.
And like show it through my perspective.
Yeah. So to give yourself a proper introduction, what would you say you are? Like if you say I'm Heber Stanton and I am
travel videographer.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a lot of other different things since then.
Yeah.
And I'm always making videos that I'm not posting that have nothing to do with the travel niche. But what I want to be known for, right, is travel videographer.
Yeah.
So.
And what does that stem from? Like, why travel videos? I always like to find out where people draw inspiration from, or where you saw something. I know you were seeing GoPro stuff, but like, it kind of transitioned as you know, now a lens and then a camera, and you obviously didn't have a style yet because you were starting out. Right. How did you develop all that?
So first just seeing those GoPro videos, and then around 2016, 2015 is when Sam Colder took off, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember at that time, way less filmmakers and videographers than there are right now, right?
Yeah. It's insane.
And, everyone was like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, dude, I can totally do that because I have these flight benefits. And if flights are free, then I can put all that other money that I would have spent on flights into upgrading gear, and so I just self-taught myself through YouTube.
Yeah.
How to make videos, how to edit in Premiere, camera settings right for my A6300. So yeah, I definitely say Sam Colder, and there are plenty of other guys just like him too that were making content at that same time. But yeah, I took a little bit of a break, like my last year of high school. Kind of just didn't really, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of lost interest for a little bit, and then got back into it, and then took off from there.
Was this always something that you kind of saw as a path for? I imagine this is your career.
Yeah.
If you've got it, we'll talk about it later, but like where you actually generate revenue. And but did you have any other paths kind of open up to you that you may have wanted to entertain? And a lot of people, they had, like, especially around that 2015, 2016 time, film was kind of a hobby, especially online.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people were making it a career and earning money. Were you just like, I'm heading to this to make a career? Or were you just was it just a hobby, something you enjoyed?
I definitely wanted it.
Yeah.
Like I totally was like, one way or another, I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, I can't really remember any other pathways.
Yeah. Just always video.
It was always just kind of like, I'm definitely going to make videos because like I found, I have the eye for it.
Yeah.
And like, I am learning and like, I'm seeing the results from the progress, right? Like I spent a ton of time in high school just learning about, settings and like shooting and color grading. And I'm still learning now, right?
Yeah.
But like that time was me doing my best to just perfect my image. Didn't focus at all on like gigs or trying to be a salesperson or business person.
Yeah.
Because I'm in high school. It's fine if I'm not making money then.
Yeah.
I kind of had that mindset.
And that was 2015-ish?
Yeah. I graduated in 2019 high school. And I just remember like having people that were like my friends' parents or whatever come up to me and be like, dude, like you should make this for, our company. Or like, hey, have you ever thought about real estate? Or, and it showed there's a demand for this.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, everyone's on their phones now, and like so much of what we see is just video content.
Right.
Well, all that has to be coming from someone who's making it, right?
Yep.
So I knew filmmaking and videography was definitely going to be my path. At the time, I just didn't know, travel filmmaking was just kind of like, this is what I like the most, right?
It's the most fun.
Yeah.
When you started posting your content, you started on Instagram.
Yeah.
Was that where you started to promote yourself and started to get yourself out there? Is that where, have you just always leaned into Instagram?
Yeah.
And then what kind of started to happen as you started posting on Instagram? It'd be fun to even scroll down and see like what it used to be compared to the last.
You totally can. And it's, Oh, great.
Oh, he's already there.
He's got it.
You've got yourself a look right here.
Yeah, this is a.
Dude, I love those colors. In fact, what's interesting about that, my first brand guideline, I actually based it on those exact colors, and guess where I got it? That look, that idea.
Really?
From the movie Frozen.
Oh.
When she's in like the forest and it's that blue with the reds. Anyway, that's funny you did that because that was where I drew the inspiration for this color. This is cool.
Yeah, no, this short stash, Garrett King, I think is what he was kind of doing this trend then. But yeah, this is high school Heber right here.
Your stuff's still so good for someone that's in high school. That's what's crazy. I mean, you want to really see cringe stuff, you look at my high school stuff.
I was definitely doing a lot of photos.
Yeah,
like,
just
for
photography.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely a mix of video and photo. Whereas now it's like I'm 99% video.
Yeah. Where's this at?
That is St. Martin. Yeah.
Is this another place you just went to by yourself?
No, this was a family trip.
Nice.
Yeah. Like my sister is one of those shadows. You can't really see her, but.
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, I kind of just fell in love with. Dude, like I can take a scene, take something and turn it into another thing that's like my style, like my look. So yeah, I just had a lot of fun on different trips. Went to Italy to visit my sister who was out there.
And what were you using? What kind of gear were you shooting on all this? And then the drone as well at this time?
A6300 and the Mavic 1.
Yeah.
So
that was your go-to lens choice. Like, are you a wide telephoto type guy?
I think then it was, I had two lenses. I had a 30 mil Sigma 30 mil 1.4. It was an APS-C lens, and then the other one was an 18 mil, so cool. 24 mil or something like that. Yeah, now like I sold that camera a long time ago, and my dad still uses that drone.
Nice.
And I'm trying to get him to like upgrade. I'm like, dude, that thing's gonna fall out of the sky if you keep flying it. So.
That's cool. Talk to me about when you show up to a location like this, or it sounds like you don't really have a plan some of the time. And there's the shooting aspect of it where you're getting all these beautiful images, because this was very not that this is how you did, but this is very similar to when I was working at Supertramp and we would just travel and do travel videos, right? Yeah. And it was all about just capturing anything you saw, and then in the edit is where you really started to tell the story with, driven by the music. Tell me about your approach when it comes to a travel video, and it's probably changed, but maybe back then, and then how it's kind of adapted over the years.
For sure. No, it's definitely changed now.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm kind of at the point now where it's like I won't go somewhere unless I have a clear like intention.
Nice. So,
but then it was go get whatever I can get, make something.
Yeah.
And I've still done trips within the last couple of years where it's kind of the same thought process, because I just see the opportunity to go somewhere and I take it, and I'm kind of like just have a few spots in mind with like really cool compositions that I want to shoot. So
yeah,
I'll get that and then make something. Like the way I shoot video content is a lot like how these landscape photographers shoot content. We just see the big picture, right? Like the one frame we want, and then we shoot kind of around that.
Yeah.
But obviously now that I've started my like video business, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do something, like I want there to be a purpose behind it. So whether it's for a brand deal or for a hotel or something, right? But no, back then I just show up, shoot, and then try and put something together. And a lot of those videos are, they're still cool, but you can obviously tell it's just some compilation, right?
Yeah.
But then others, there's some intention behind it. So
that's what I loved about talking to Austin. Is like photographers. It's very similar to what you're saying. A lot of photographers just take the picture, right? And he has so much thought behind every photo he takes, and like he really thinks about the story, which is so hard to do with the photo.
It's really important.
Yeah. And so as you started to go from just compilations to having more purpose, what were you learning along the way? That was it just kind of being tired of just taking photos, or real, because so much of our progression comes from finding purpose in a lot of what we're doing and continue to grow and adapt. So was that the reason maybe you started to put more thought, or was it more of just like brand deals, or like what was the reason that drove you to have more purpose and not just compilations?
Well, like that, a certain landscape from a certain angle is its own story.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like at the very beginning, in my view, like, oh no, like that's still a story. You know what I mean? But now it's just kind of like, I want there to be a deeper meaning with like a real story arc behind all that.
Yeah.
And that one really cool shot will just be a part of that. Maybe like the climax or something like that. So it's really dependent on the project. But now it's just, if I go somewhere, I do have a plan. Not just where I'm going to go, but kind of what I want to say, right? Just to give an example, pretty soon I'm going to just go down to southern Utah, and I'm doing a deal with Sony. It's kind of a smaller deal, but they want me to highlight some G Master lenses. So instead of just showing all these video clips of shots I've got from those lenses, I actually want to go down to Utah, have like to southern Utah, have 2 or 3 days where I'm just there, and throughout the video, like there's a progression where I start like, hey, just got here, gonna take these videos or whatever, here's what these look like. You know what I mean? Because then it's just more, there's more structure. Yeah. And people see that. Yeah. And I personally enjoy that more than just seeing a single frame. Yeah. So. Yeah, and well, I think it's becoming more of a necessity now with content. Like it's got to be story driven. It's got to have purpose behind it. Everyone can do everyone's seen enough of just the beauty. Now it's like, how do we put some thought behind it? And so when you're starting to develop these concepts, what is Sony asking you for these ideas? Do you have like a list of ideas that you kind of have for, when brands approach you, or do they come to you with what they want you to shoot, how they want you to feature their product? And this is more general to companies, because I don't do a lot of brand deals, and that's like a whole new world that I don't really dive into. But just kind of open that world up to me about like having these stories and making sure you're obviously staying on brand for the company as well, or are they just like, go do your thing? Yeah. Well, I've been doing like brand deals for the last 2 or 3 years, and it hasn't been many. It's been like 2 or 3 per year. Yeah. Maybe more than that. But like this month specifically, like I'm doing about 3 or 4. Cool. And that's just because I did some other projects that weren't travel related, niche related, and it kind of gave me like a little bit of a financial cushion to be like, I've always wanted to make a video for this brand, so I'd love to go somewhere and make a video, because deep down, like I just love doing that, making the videos I want to make, right, for the brands I want to make them for. But how that usually happens is they'll say, okay, here's the product, here are the features we want you to highlight. Come back to us with an idea, a story, like how you'll make it interesting, right? So I'll spend like a day or 2 just coming up with some ideas, and you'd be surprised like what you can come up with when you're just sitting down by yourself, not listening to music, or like having no distractions. Like when you really put the effort into just thinking of some ideas, you can come up with some pretty good ones. And I feel like another like great thing about just being a videographer and a storyteller is the more you practice, the more these ideas become more realistic.
Yeah.
Right. And you can explain them better to these brands or to these companies. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Just like
no, and it probably changes
process.
with every single brand.
Totally. Yeah.
The ideal one is like, here's our product, go make something cool.
Yeah.
And then you just go make it.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised how many of these like marketing positions just don't know like how it works. Like, guys, like, trust me, like this will look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
or
I
like,
have
trust
found
me, you know,
some of the deals that I have done, you find that a lot of the times they find you because they're fans of you, or not find you, but they've watched your stuff for a while, and they have like a budget, and they're like, hey, well, let's hire Heber.
Yeah.
I love his stuff. And so you can kind of take advantage of that, where it's like, these guys have a budget, they want to use it, this person is a fan of mine, and they're just like, go do stuff, and that can be way fun when that ends up happening.
Yeah.
And so as you're kind of, creating these cool videos, what's like your lifestyle like for the last few years? It sounds kind of like wanderlust, like you're just living the life to me. And it doesn't sound, I imagine you're very busy. Okay. Tell me a little bit about your lifestyle on this, like next to filmmaking. You're married, you are traveling a little bit. What's like your lifestyle? I'm trying to get a feel for who Heber is outside of film a little bit.
No, for sure. Well, in college, it was go to class every break. Didn't matter if it was a 4-day break, 3-day break, go somewhere. Yeah. Why? Because my flights are free.
Yeah.
Right?
So cool.
Like,
so lucky.
Dude. And, I had a job at school.
Yeah.
It wasn't high paying, but, it wasn't like I had no money. It wasn't a lot, but like enough to spend a couple $100s on a trip.
Yeah.
Because in reality, that's what I was paying.
Yeah.
Like, pay for the Airbnb, pay for maybe a rental car.
So cool.
And then food.
Yeah.
And it's funny because each trip would be, I kid you not, like less than 4 or 5 days. Not long at all.
It's kind of like having a private jet, dude. Your world becomes so small. The world is just so accessible.
And once you do one trip, like you start planning the next, and then you start planning the next, and you're literally planning trips 3 or 4 weeks before they happen, if that. Like, and like there were all these places I wanted to go and experience, and it was like, if there's a time, the time is now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna figure it out. Kind of a side thing, I got into time-lapse photography, like night time-lapse photography, about 3-4 years ago, and it just started because I was on a camping trip with friends down here, and I looked up to the sky and I was like, oh, holy crap, like there's a lot of stars. And I was like, I want to see if I can like capture this on video, and the best way to do that is through time lapses. So I bought like a slider and just started practicing a lot, and posting my time lapses on Instagram. And I had a astrophotographer reach out to me and say, dude, like I lead these workshops all over the world, can you come and like shoot videos, like recap videos from these workshops to promote future ones? Duh. He's going to Namibia, Jordan, Egypt, Socotra. And so I was able to go in college on some of those trips with them. And on those trips, it was like you spend a week, 2 weeks out in this location, and every single day you're up for every sunrise, shooting every sunset, staying up at night, shooting time lapses. The trips were dedicated to like getting cool content, which was a lot different than what I've been doing on my own. Before it was, spend 3-4 days in a location, figure it out myself. Now it's like I had a guide, I had someone who knew all the spots, who knew people within the country that could get us to places. So I've done about 4 trips with them so far. His name is Benjamin Bardakat. Really cool guy. So yeah, that was those trips. Now that I'm graduated, now that I'm married, I'm kind of like, okay, I wanna turn this into my dream that's been this whole time. Technically, I've already, achieved that, which is travel and make videos, right? But now it's like travel and make videos and get compensated for it.
Yeah.
So, since April last year, I've just been sitting on my laptop every single day for hours a day, just pitching to brands and, figuring out the business. And at the start, super slow.
Yeah.
It got to a pretty scary point where I really was kind of like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I was in the ad lab at BYU.
Okay. That was my question. What were you doing at school?
Yeah. And a lot of my friends were, joining ad agencies in New York and LA after college.
Yeah.
And it was attractive, but I was kind of like, you know what? I've built up this massive travel portfolio over the last 4-5 years. Am I going to throw that away and go work for an agency and make ads for Tylenol? Because essentially that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I have some that work for Google and they're having fun, but again, I don't want to be tied to a company like that. And they have these very specific micro jobs, right? I want to be able to own my product.
Yeah.
And like wear a lot of hats, do everything myself. There's something so gratifying about that, right? So I said, dude, I'm going to use my portfolio to my advantage and pitch to tourism brands, hotel brands, gear brands. So
just get them to sponsor your trips, and that's been going on since April.
Yeah.
So you just graduated a year ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
And since then I've done only 2 international trips. One was with my wife's family and the other was one of Benjamin's workshops.
Cool.
But I've really spent a ton of time in just diving into the business.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why I haven't been traveling lately. It's just because I'm learning.
Yeah.
And experimenting. Especially at the start, or actually all of last year, was just experimenting with local corporate companies here in Utah. Because I was thinking, let me get the reps in with these companies.
Yeah.
Figure out what works here. And then once I have found something or have, figured out a good strategy, a good system, I'm going to apply that, obviously make it different a little bit, but apply that to these brands that I want to work with.
Cool.
The tourism brands, right? So.
Yeah. What has been I totally lost my train of thought. The business side of it. Talk to me about, I love the business side of film.
I'm starting
it's
to
where
too.
I'm at.
Yeah.
Like I've been building this business for a bit, and I learned quickly. A lot of people were telling me don't do it because it's like it takes the creativity out. You're not filming, right? You're building systems and processes, and you're managing people, and it's all crazy.
Emails all day.
Yeah, exactly. And you're pitching clients, and I learned quickly that I actually enjoy that.
Yeah.
Plus, I got to a point where I've filmed for so many years, and I just kind of was like ready to do something new. Still do a lot of filming and editing, but tell me a little bit about what you've learned so far as the business goes, and just reaching out to clients cold and then building relationships with them, and just over the last year, talk to me about, because you have a perspective that's interesting, because you have a really beautiful Instagram.
Thanks.
And how do you utilize that? And is it primarily that? What's your strategy?
Yeah. Dude, I don't even know where to start. Like, it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's completely new. Videographers are not salespeople.
Yeah.
Like, that is a whole different realm that we have to understand.
Right.
And it's important that everybody kind of, like, we should learn about it.
Yeah.
Where do I start?
Just learning to sell, right?
Oh my
as much as you're like, I don't want to be a sales guy. It's like, at think in any aspect of our lives, we're constantly selling ourselves. You had to sell your wife, right? You had to
Yeah.
sell yourself essentially. And
Yeah.
it's that in every relationship, you're just selling, and being able to communicate with clients in a way that, obviously gets them to use you is huge.
Yeah.
And so trial and error is huge.
I will say, like, last year I actually didn't use my Instagram a ton, just because the types of videos I was pitching and offering were not related to, travel content at all. I was reaching out to construction companies, real estate, banks, right? Literally just because I wanted to put the reps in.
Yeah, just to try.
Like, I knew if I'm going to go into this, like, or if I'm going to learn the business side of things, let me start with a different niche. So by the time, like, I do, like, know what to say on a discovery call, or I know what to send in an email, or how to handle a certain objection, like, it'll be not perfect, but, like, I won't feel panicked by the time I, contact these tours and brands. So, a lot, like, what I did at the very beginning was I knew there were a lot of YouTubers online that were just giving free information.
Right.
And a lot of that is super valuable.
Yeah.
And it all being like different videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I transcribed every video, put it into different documents, how to organize documents based on, how to communicate with potential leads, how to price, how to face objections, how to, outreach on LinkedIn or whatever.
Right.
Just have these different documents. And I just would use ChatGPT to kind of just, like, make it personal for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And make it make sense together, right? Because all these were just separate, different videos. And it's a lot of information, and it's really overwhelming.
Right.
Once you sit down and make, like, you learn it in a way that's best for you.
Right. Dude, that's a hack, man. Because especially doing that a year ago may have been a little bit ahead of your time. I think everyone's doing it now, transcribing videos, getting a ton of information and putting it into ChatGPT, personalizing it yourself. Did you start it in college?
Just using AI.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude.
Because I have a buddy, Zane, he was using it like 3 years ago. And I just was like, he's like, it's amazing. And I didn't really jump on the wagon until like a year and a half ago.
No, I found ChatGPT super early, and I kind of realized how much of a tool it is.
Yeah.
I transcribe my professor's lectures. They give us study guides, and on the tests, usually a lot of what's on the test isn't actually on the study guide, but a lot of what they say in person will be, right?
Yeah.
Because they're making the test.
Yeah.
So I transcribe, use AI. I use it a lot just to help me get my thoughts together.
Yeah.
That's it. So, because it's nice, like, you can give it a specific situation specific to you, and then have it help you out in the best way.
Yeah.
And you definitely got to train it, right?
Yeah.
Because,
got to use it for a while and get all your thoughts out.
Yeah. But
build your brain.
Yeah. If you know how to structure, prompts, and if you just know how AI works, like ChatGPT or whatever, you can totally use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did for learning how to do sales, is here's all these specific principles, help me put in the reps with these clients. So, and yeah, dude, did 15, 20 discovery calls without any success, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'd have 3 or 4 calls with the same lead, and then nothing would happen from that.
Right.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
But the important thing was that I made sure I put in those reps.
Yeah.
Right. That I just did it for practice.
Right.
And eventually, things came of it. It's a really hard time because I was not making videos. I wasn't posting. on my Instagram, travel content.
Yeah.
Wasn't editing much. Really just was doing outreach, sending emails and pitches for months on end.
So what during this tough time, you're not being creative. You obviously had a goal in mind. What was that goal? What kept you going? And are you there, or do you feel like you're still grinding?
It was like,
obviously.
Dude, you close one deal, changes everything.
Yeah.
Because that one deal is proof that what I've been doing for was worth it.
Yeah.
Right. I knew I wasn't going to join an advertising agency in LA or New York. I knew that's not what I wanted. I knew the path to go was going to be, figuring it out on my own, making the videos I want to make and owning them, right? Owning the responsibility behind it. So, because it's an opportunity cost, dude. Like, time spent working at an advertising agency could have been time spent doing stuff on my own and figuring it out. And obviously I knew it'd be tough at the beginning because I didn't know anything, right?
Yeah.
But something had to come of it. And honestly, a huge reason why I do post on Instagram is for myself. Just being able to have that large portfolio of proof that, like, I can do this. You know what I mean? And, like, I've come so far. Why would I stop now? And sure, I could travel while being in an advertising agency.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between just doing a leisure trip and making a personal video for yourself than, like, traveling somewhere, getting paid for it, and making something you never thought you'd be able to, like, you wouldn't be able to make that on a family vacation for a certain company or brand.
Right.
So I just knew it'd be worth it, and, like, at some point, at some time, something would come from it.
Yeah.
And it eventually did. And now, like, things are going great. Like, I haven't done a lot of outreach lately.
Cool.
Just because, like, it's weird, dude. It's weird how it works.
Yeah.
Because all those corporate companies I contacted, like, none of them are reaching back out.
Yeah.
After I've already contacted, but I'm getting new stuff all of a sudden. Like, where is this coming from?
That's cool.
So
you put in that,
really cool.
You plant the seeds, and then
it
just takes a while, but things start to show up. This, I guess, intuition you had to have a personal brand versus working for a company at a young age. A lot of people will take the route of working at a company, learn on their dime, kind of build a portfolio as they're getting income. Where did this intuition for you come that you're like, I want to focus on my own thing and have it be mine? Who taught you that, and why was that so important to you? Are you just a super smart kid?
No, because I use AI in college. No,
it's smart. It's actually I mean, everyone's preaching it now. Personal brands are worth way more than anything, and it's because of AI.
Look at the success of, do you know the Outdoor Boys guy? He's in Alaska. He makes, like, these survival videos. They're like 40-minute.
I don't know if I do.
Videos. If you look him up, you'll know.
Okay.
I met him in Alaska.
Okay.
For my job while I was at BYU. I had just had, like, a videographer job. And so he was an alumni. And so I was in charge of, like, getting an interview because, my boss was like, well, if you're already going to be in Alaska, hey, why don't you interview this guy? And I'm like, dude, that's Luke Nichols from Outdoor Boys. Like, cool. No way. So, did the interview, had nothing to do with his YouTube channel, just about his time at BYU. But then, like, we got talking after. He gave me his number, and we just talked about, like, he was making, at that time, he's retired now, but he was making the exact videos he wanted to make. And he had been doing it for several years, I think like 8 or 10, something like that, for a long time. And he didn't start seeing the results until like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. No, he was definitely making videos for longer than 10 years and posting.
Yeah.
But the reason why he told me that was just because, like, dude, it's gonna suck. Like, trying to build up that portfolio of stuff that you just want to make and not getting recognition or seeing results from that until way down the road. Like, it's the worst part about it.
So hard.
And that's why people don't do it.
Yeah.
Because you want to see the reward ASAP, right? A lot of my friends who are getting into videography, I'm trying to tell them, like, you're not going to see the results until a bit.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. But he goes, but for you, like, you've built up your portfolio in college. You have no debt. You have this resource of, like, being able to fly for free. And you've been able to, because you started early, now you have, like, some pretty good equipment. It would be a disservice if you decided to do something else.
Right.
Like, so a lot of it is just respecting myself.
Yeah.
And just understanding and reminding myself, don't quit just because you're not getting the results you want now. If you do that, you're going to choose some other path that you know might still like.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, the best path is just you do your own thing and you'll see the results later.
Yeah.
So,
and we have all the tools and resources to do that. But like you said, man, that was a beautiful answer, because it's like, it does take so long to start to see any results. Yeah. And you got to put in that time. But we are in such a culture that's, we need everything. Instant gratification's huge. So getting that, just having that drive to just keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, I still struggle with it today. It's like no matter what, everything you do is going to be hard, but eventually it'll pay off. And I always just say, I mean, it's not my thing, but if you don't stop, or if you just don't quit, you won't ever fail. It's like, just keep going.
Yeah.
But I would love to kind of dive into maybe one of your more favorite experiences as a filmmaker when you've been out.
For sure.
And talk about it and just kind of break it down a little bit. Because there's one I want to talk about, but I want you to decide first.
Go for it.
The one that you've pinned, the eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cool.
I was going to bring that up.
I actually saw that video not realizing it was yours. Like, I saw it naturally, and then once we asked you, I was like, oh my gosh, that's that video. Cool. That's cool.
Oh, it was so cool. Hopefully I can capture it again, actually.
Yeah.
It's August in Switzerland or something like that. But while I was at BYU at that job, the videographer that was there already before me, that's him. His name's Sawyer. Super cool guy. But we just became friends pretty instantly, and we were doing all these trips down in the desert to film stuff. And I remember seeing, like, an article about the eclipse happening in, like, a couple months from then or whatever. I was like, dude, somehow we got to figure out how to shoot it.
Yeah.
And it also helped having, like, a little bit of an astrophotography background, just because I know what certain things in the sky will look like at certain times of the year.
Yeah.
And so I was like, dude, the eclipse is going to line up kind of at a, pretty low angle. If we find a cliff or, like, some sort of structure to stand on top of, we could probably, I don't know, be able to film it with, like, a subject in the foreground.
Yeah.
And this was totally just like, let's just see if we can do it. So the day before, so I like found the direction of where the eclipse would line up. I found a cliff just on, like, Google Maps that I've already, like, hiked up to before. And I was like, dude, I think this could work.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is the distance between the camera and the subject is pretty important.
Right.
too close up and you're going to see my legs with the eclipse in frame. Too far away and I'm going to be puny, right, in front of the eclipse. We found the perfect spot to where like my height would be the same diameter as the eclipse.
Yeah.
So we really didn't think we were going to pull it off at all. Day before we tested it, the shot with the sun at the same time, and it kind of worked, but the shots didn't look very good.
Yeah.
Like it was like, let's just still try it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we get there and we got that. And honestly, if I knew it would have looked like this, I would have used myself as the subject. Like, dude, forget that. Like finding like a cowboy or a hawk trainer with a hawk opening its wings, or something. You know what I mean? Like something really cool.
But yeah, you just I can only imagine what you were feeling when you were looking in your
like it's funny because I'm on a cliff. I can't see the shot. I have no idea if Sawyer's getting it.
What were you doing in this?
What was that?
Where were you at?
Moab.
You were like, he's getting the shot. Where were you at?
I'm on the cliff.
You're on the cliff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just down there. It was actually, what's funny though is like you would have no idea how to shoot this until you've already done it and practiced. So that day before, we realized where the camera needed to be was on the shadow line of the cliff, right? To be able to get the eclipse like right on the horizon or whatever. Dude, it's so funny. Like I really do wish we had gotten some really cool subject other than myself.
Well, now that you've done it, like you said, now you will do it again. Yeah. With something else, knowing how to shoot it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So that is you.
Yeah, that's me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And like, yeah, we had like a friend with us who could do gymnastics. It was stupid.
That's so crazy to look at that shot, like, and then see what came from it, of him down on the ground and then seeing.
I'm glad our other filmer was getting the display screen.
Yeah.
Because, there's so much AI crap now, and
it'd like to make it.
You could totally remake that, know, but it's cool. Like you can see the settings on that screen, and it was awesome. And hopefully I can recreate that this year.
So for any young filmmaker that's watching this, they're probably wondering how you did that, or what's the science behind getting such a compressed image, right, and making the sun look so big. There's a few hints on the video right there, but just kind of talk us through like the setup and
for sure
how you shot, how this was actually made, and knowing what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah. So we had the A7S III. We had a 2x teleconverter with I think 800 mil lens. Mm-hmm. So I think it's 1600 millimeters. Mm-hmm. But with the 2x, it doubles the aperture. So we're shooting at, I'm about to be reminded, f13, aperture f13. So because of that, and also you have to put a solar filter on top of your lens. If you don't do that, you're going to completely cook your sensor on the camera. And so with both the solar filter, which is, by the way, like almost opaque. Yeah. Like even if you held it up to one of these lights, you'd barely be able to see the light. So we have a solar filter, and then we're at f13, and we wanted to shoot at 60 FPS. So then,
even
shutter
less
roll,
light.
Right? But the reason why the S3 was so important is so we could bump it up to ISO 12800. Second base. Yeah. And with all those settings just completely dialed, that was the exposure we got, which was perfect. Not too high, not too low. The first shot specifically, the reason why it looks different than all the others is because a little faint like cloud passed in between the sun, like this one. Yeah. So it made this orange glow around everything. Whereas like this one's a little bit darker. It's a little bit harder to see that there's somebody in front of it.
Gotcha. Wow. So that was like,
dude, I'm telling you, like,
there's no clouds. and you had to get one. That's so cool.
No, like we got really, really lucky. If I would have known, it would have not been me.
Yeah.
It would have been something sick.
Yeah.
So, but
No, that's super cool, man.
the hike up the cliff too is like a bit hard.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, no, whoever our subject would have been, it.
Would have been hard
Yeah.
to get them up there.
We'd have to get creative with, who like seriously, I'm like climbing over a cliff and stuff. Like I had to throw my bag over and then
Yeah.
like hoist myself up and stuff just to get out. I mean, we didn't come up the straight cliff. There's a path around that's level, but there's
Yeah.
a section where, yeah. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to the next one. You said, when is the next one? Is it August?
August, or September. I think it's late August, and it's passing through Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, I think. But Benjamin, my Astro friend, reached out and was like, dude, like,
Let's go.
let's do it. Like, let's get some.
That would be so fun.
And this, like, that shot specifically is why I have like 80,000 followers.
Yeah. That one drew them all in.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, let's be honest, your other content is what they get to your profile and they're like, damn, this guy's good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want to be known more than just the guy who shot the eclipse, right?
Of course.
But I mean, this was a pure passion project that was just so cool, and I really didn't feel prepared. Like we got the solar filter, we got the lens, we tested it out the day before, but still, I mean, we're just two dudes who like making videos, and never filmed the eclipse before. A lot of people haven't.
Yeah.
So you get something like that, and you're like,
Did
I
it.
feel like Superman, you know? It was awesome.
And I've not to this level.
Yeah.
Definitely have had just everything line up when you're shooting, and it's like, I mean, so much of it is the experience you had while you were creating it, right? Like, getting all the work and all of the planning, and I mean, this for a 2 to 3 second shot, and it's like, why is that so special? Why does it go viral? Because everyone knows that there was a lot that went into something like that.
Seriously, and the sun's moving, like the eclipse is moving.
Yeah, you have to.
And so Sawyer just, every minute would have to
he's
move
like
the
going
camera,
to the next spot,
refocus, right? So
it's like following a sunset or a golden hour on steroids. Like, you get one shot every, however often.
Yeah, at the very start was when the eclipse is like lowest in the sky.
Yeah.
And so, as it's going up, he's moving closer to the cliff, right? Because the shadow it casts. You got to be on that shadow line. And it just gets to a point where it's like, I'm standing up, but it looks like I'm a midget or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you're just like
right
there up against the cliff. So it's like,
So
window.
Let's move on from this one. I just want to talk about another one that has cool stories behind it. I mean, there's the time-lapse photography. There's this Atacama Desert.
Yeah.
Like, any of these that you'd want to dive into that just are meaningful to you?
Oh, yeah. We could talk about this one with the DJ.
Okay.
So that one...
Arch.
Yeah, so I love house music.
Yeah.
When I'm emailing... Honestly, anytime my laptop's open and I'm not editing or have to listen to my edit,
right,
I'm listening to house music.
Yeah.
And so this is Gander. He's a YouTuber who just goes to like these crazy locations and does these DJ sets. And most of the stuff is like in front of like a Airbnb or with a cool. He's from Arizona, so it'd be like, the city behind him with the sun setting.
Yeah.
I just like commented on one of his videos and was like, dude, come to Utah. And he replied and it was like, sweet. Like, I see you're a videographer. Like, let's hang out. Like, let's, do some sets or whatever. So he let me kind of have creative control over where to go, like what the lighting would look like. A lot of his sets are shot on a phone that he uploads to YouTube. And by the way, they get hundreds of thousands of views, some into the millions. And so I was like, dude, we could, like, is it okay if I film this a different way than what you're used to? I was like, yeah, sure. So I was like, okay. So we did this about a month ago, 2 months ago. And this specific set isn't released yet. This one with the arches.
So it'll just play during a whole song.
For 40 minutes to an hour, he's mixing different music, and it's all live. Like, none of it's pre-recorded.
Wow, that's cool.
But, you know, brings a battery, brings a table, the huge DJ board, sometimes a speaker, and we're just lugging this, hiking.
Yeah. Is that the Corona Arch?
This one is Wilson, so it's right off the side of the road.
Okay, that's why I said that. It looked like it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't want to, you know, totally destroy ourselves just walking forever, but he was like, yeah, whatever locations you think would be best, where the sun lines up and where we could get some cool drone shots. I was like, say less, dude.
Yeah, I got you.
But it was really cool because I had been listening to this guy and his sets for years, and now we're hanging out, and I'm like helping him film his sets. And so this is going to be a completely different look on his YouTube, and I'm kind of nervous, like, how his audience is going to respond to it.
Dude, yeah, I have to imagine they're going to love it.
But yeah, I'm hopeful. But yeah, no, this again, a passion project.
Yeah.
Like, I have had the mindset over the last year and a half to just every video, like, I want to be compensated in some way.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm running a business now, right? Some projects, it's just, dude, you should just do them because you want to do them.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what one of those was.
It's interesting I mean, those are the ones you're most proud of, are these passion projects. And a lot of people will say that, like, and they're the ones that typically do the best because there's some heart behind it and they can tell it's not a paid promotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Ton of fun. And yeah, hopefully we can think about doing New Zealand in a month, just filming sets
with him.
Yeah.
That will be so cool. Especially if that does well for him, man. Like, you just go see the world and throw up some DJ sets.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to film one in, like, my own style.
Yeah. Like
A cam on a slider, you know, B cam having, you know, sweet drone shots of the landscape. So yeah, if his audience doesn't like it, I don't even care. Like, this was fun. This was cool.
So you've got that camera, but then at the same time you're doing drones, so you can see your camera.
Yeah. So while he's doing the set, I'm just kind of out of view, or trying to stay out of view, flying my drone, like, going down to 0%.
Yeah.
And then, you know, changing out the battery, going up again. And then I just have my A cam rolling, and I had a B cam too. I'd show that angle on this, but but when you just go from shot to shot, it's just cool. And yeah, these videos have hundreds of thousands of views.
That's cool.
And a lot of them are just one angle from his iPhone. And 40 minutes to an hour long. Most people just watch the first 10, 30 seconds and then click on another tab to work on something, because they're really just listening to the music.
Yeah.
So.
And that's perfect for the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah. But what's cool is this specific one in front of Factory Butte in Hanksville, the lighting was perfect for, like, the first 5-6 minutes, and then went away for the rest of the hour. And so I was kind of like, well, you know, at least
we got the first part.
Yeah, at least, like, that's what really matters, right? I guess. Yeah. So
that's cool, man.
In another life, I'm a DJ.
Yeah, that's really fun. So kind of looking at where you're at now, these experiences you're having, transitioning to, where do you see all this going? What is the goal for you? Do you have goals? Are you just taking it, you know, month by month? And then the side question of that you can kind of transition to is AI. I'm sure you're thinking about it a lot.
Yeah. Like, I definitely have short-term goals, right? Mm-hmm. I want to make 100K this year from my business. I'm still, like, really confident I'll get that. Honestly, this isn't, you know, measurable, but I just want to become a better salesperson.
Yeah.
You know? as far as like long term, like I want to make that transition from making videos for businesses that like I'm glad to make, like I'm happy to make them and I enjoy doing them, but they're not the travel videos, right, that I dream of doing and making, you know, money from. Like I want to transition from that to fully just making travel content and getting paid for it.
Yeah.
And dude, that like the travel niche is like, it's hard.
Yeah.
But again, like why would I give up what I've created already? You know, like why would I move on from that portfolio that I've created? So like you really set your mind to something, like you can do it.
Yeah.
Like you can make a living from just making travel content if you really put a ton of energy and effort into it, which I am. Like I really am. Like I can confidently say that like every day I'm, you know, really just grinding it out on my laptop and sending tons of emails and making pitches and negotiating, doing outreach, making relationships, right? It'll happen.
Yeah.
And it'll be hard because, you know, I'm married. She's probably going to want a baby pretty soon, right?
Yeah. You say probably.
So we gotta
yeah.
I gotta keep telling her like it ain't happening like in the next month. Like, you kidding me? But I honestly don't know where it's going, but it's working now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I've built so much up to this point. It'd be stupid if I went a different path. It really would be.
Yeah.
Like if I did anything else, like I just don't think I'd be respecting myself if I did that.
Fulfilled.
I might have a safe income if I do that, but I'll never know, right?
Wouldn't that go to your grave and just be like, oh, if I just kept going, what would have happened? Yeah,
like you got one life, and I don't know. Like I want it to be cool. I want to travel. I want to do cool stuff. I want to make the videos I want to make. Filmmaking is self-expression.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happiest when I'm making travel content.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how much
we can help you in a small way. We're still a baby with this podcast, but hopefully in some way we can help. But at the same time, I'm sure you're seeing a lot of this being affected by AI now. And what's your thought process on that, as it's literally every week? Because I'm seeing it constantly, and it's like, oh, how is this going to change my career?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've all seen the videos where we really couldn't tell if that was AI or real, you know?
Yeah.
It's funny, like I'll see like these dinosaur videos on Facebook. I'm like, dude, like if that had came out 3-4 years ago, the whole world would go bonkers that like someone actually got a video of like a real dinosaur.
Right.
Seriously, like that's how good it is. And but always go into the comments section.
Yeah.
People complain.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, this isn't real. Like, oh, AI BS. You know what I mean? So that tells me people are always going to value authenticity.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, it's going to get worse, right? Where you really can't distinguish what's what.
Yeah.
But I really do think brands will always value something that actually happened and was actually shot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm not worried. Like, I'm really not. I'm sure it will affect me, but like we'll adapt.
Yeah.
And we'll be okay. I don't know.
No, it's a good perspective.
I just feel like, and as it goes on, like the more people are going to be upset.
Yeah.
Like the more people are going to be like, oh, I wish this was actually real, you know.
They're going to crave it. Yeah, they're going to crave that authenticity.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, there will be a few years of just like everyone, when it gets that real, like you can't tell. Everyone will go ham and do those things, and it'll just, people get tired of it.
And you're already starting to see people like, you know, just be upset about it. Like it's uneasy. They don't like it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, where it'll be interesting though is when it does get to the point where you can't tell anymore. And so what is real? You know, even if I guess the only way to show that is to get some behind the scenes and be like, we made this. Otherwise a brand pays for something that costs them nothing.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no one knows. So.
Right. One thing I do want to incorporate a lot more is BTS of myself working.
Yeah.
Like I really don't have a lot of content on my Instagram, just me, because a lot of what I do is solo.
Yeah.
Or when I'm with other people, like they're doing their own thing, like photography or, you know, flying FPV. Like it's not of me, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I do want to get more into that, and I know people value that, especially other filmmakers and videographers.
Totally.
Like we love seeing other people work and do their thing because we're learning from them.
Yeah.
So.
And that adds so much meaning to your content too, knowing what's behind it and who's behind it. Just got to get one of those little Amazon tripods, set your phone on it, and just let it rip.
Yeah.
You're already doing a good job with the POV stuff, like, you know, walking in behind the scenes and then you cut to your cool stuff. But yeah, starting to incorporate your face into it.
Yeah, I definitely should. I love those like macro shots that you'll see of a camera literally attached to another camera, getting a shot of the camera.
Yeah.
Like I love that. So I've even thought about maybe attaching like a GoPro or something to like my rig or whatever. You know?
What Austin's doing, that video he just posted where he turns the camera and the point of view, did you see that? It's
maybe
on his camera and he's like he hated that, what you're saying, because every time he turned to portrait, the camera would move as well, the BTS. But now he's got this rig where when he turns his camera, the shot stays the same, the BTS shot,
because it's fixed to the
so
that's cool.
I just saw his BTS on it because it's something I think he's been trying to solve for a while. He keeps making videos about it. Looks like he's figured it out. But yeah, I think that's so important now. I think that's the answer when it comes to AI is making sure you're able to show that it is real. I think that people will crave that, people will want it, and it's human experience, it's human expression that'll never go away.
Yeah, I mean, also though, like whether they believe it's a shot I got or not, I mean, a lot of what I'm posting is just for me.
Yeah,
it really is. Like, again, I just love making videos because I like making videos. So, you know, I have gotten comments where it's like, oh, this looks AI to me. I'm like, all right,
I don't
cool,
care,
man. Fine. Probably, like, you know what, AI could probably replicate this. I don't blame you. But, and I'm not gonna fight with you that no, it's real, you know. Okay, cool, whatever. Did it for myself. I love it. Like, got a sweet drone shot of this. So
love it, dude. As we kind of wrap this thing up, in your position, you're still a young dude. You've got, you know, you've done a lot. You've got a lot of experience, especially with this travel world. I think this is a very, very popular niche that you want to get into and do more of. Getting up to this point, for anyone that's listening that wants to, you know, take the same path that you're on, what would you say to them?
Dude, just go ahead and call yourself a travel videographer. Like, I was blessed to have flight benefits, 100%. And to have a grandpa that lived in Alaska. Okay. It was easy for me to get into it. But again, I still had to spend tons of money on camera equipment. I still had to learn how to use all that, which is, you know, years, right? Like years of learning. And I was still inspired by these GoPro videos and by Sam Colder. So use your resources to your advantage. Everybody has different opportunities than, you know, your neighbor, right? Just use what's available to you, and you'd be surprised what you can great. Getting into the travel space, if I didn't have flight benefits, if I didn't have, a cool grandpa that lived in Alaska, but I still had that drive to like, I really want to make travel videos, I probably would have still like paid for a flight somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't have traveled as much as I did, right? But like, still would have gone somewhere and figured it out.
Yeah.
So I think if you just call yourself what you want to be, just do it.
Yeah.
And like, believe that, like actually believe it. You're gonna, soon enough, like you're gonna be making the content you've always wanted to make.
Yeah.
And again, like I feel like for travel content specifically, like it really, like a lot of the creative control is up to you, like how you shoot different things. I know people that have gotten started with wedding videography, right? Or got started in real estate or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, they love that, and they've, like, that's how they learned, right?
Yeah.
And to them, like, that's their niche. And some of them have found different ones, right? And I've continued to go with that. So start somewhere, use your resources, take advantage of every opportunity, and like it'll blossom from there.
Yeah.
And also realize it's gonna suck at first.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get the results you want. You might, get into your editing software and realize that like this sucks, like this edit is terrible and I don't know how to cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's part of the process.
Yeah.
So just to disclaim, like I have been blessed with those travel benefits.
Yeah.
And ever since I turned 24, they're different now.
Yeah.
Now it's like my priority on like the standby list is like way low.
Really?
And now I have to pay like a certain fee. So they're not the same.
Use your resources while you can, which I think is exactly what you did.
Yeah. And
still can do, and then calling yourself what you want to be, I think is great advice.
Yeah.
I'm a travel filmmaker, and then just own it and get into it and just don't stop.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, thank you for being on. This is A Filmmaker's Journey. This is your guest, Heber Stanton. Appreciate it.
Appreciate the invite.